Hey everyone, Mark and Joey here with the ultimatesportschannel.com. Joey, the website is where we recommend everybody go every day. 50 posts of different sports, way more than we can talk about in a week or a month actually. So pick up the sports there, go to the website every day. Also on there, sponsors, where you can go and get some deals from all of our sponsors that we've negotiated for. We are working on some new ones to add, so check in on a regular basis. Joey, most important to us is the people that are watching. Roku, we talk about that a lot because that's where we started. Great numbers right now.
Yeah, Ruku's doing really well right now. We're happy that's the case because that's where we started out. We please remind you to go give us a rating any chance you can. We prefer, to find out what you guys are thinking so we can get better at what we're doing. Roku is still our number one source and our beginning source, so we're happy to always talk about it.
30,000 subscribers.
There you go. So pretty impressive there. Then we move over to Vimeo, where we started secondly. We have now had over 1 million views since we started Vimeo. I don't even think, are we at a year yet? Close?
No, it was April.
Close. All right, so not even at a year.
And the numbers were low in the beginning, so I really kind of say May or June actually was a startup.
All right, so we're getting up there, guys, and we're doing more and more videos. So Vimeo, thank you to all our fans out there. We are building on Patreon and YouTube. Those are relatively new for us. We're trying to build on them as much as possible. Please go subscribe to both those channels so you get updates when the videos are coming out, if that's your source of viewing. And then Facebook, LinkedIn, those are our family friends out there. Anyone who's attached to our Facebook, we appreciate it. And our certain pages, Ultimate Sports Channel, there's a page on there. You can go videos are posted there as well. You also get notification when we post there as well if you're really into our channel, and Facebook is the way you like to view our videos. So thank you to all our fans out there and all our sources that you guys get to watch us.
And many great opportunities to do that, which is fantastic. Well, Joey, listen, as we mentioned last week, we've gotten through the NFL phase, which was our focus for so long. All these other sports are starting to pile in for the summer. Number one sport for us, golf. You being a professional golfer, as any of you who are fans of the show know that Joey's a 22-year-old professional golfer, working your way to the PGA. It's a hard road, but you're on your way. You're on your way there. Going to get some tournaments in here in another month. You're feeling much better now after the long injury rest, and so we're almost ready to go there, which will be exciting for us. But hey, let's talk about the guys who are on the PGA right now. Another exciting tournament this weekend with a lot of top guys at the top.
Well, so, this all started with Tiger Woods. He's kind of taking it as his event. It's not called like the Arnold Palmer Invitational or the Jack's event. I think that's actually not after him either. It's like nationwide.
It's actually now his got invitational status this year.
But that's what I was getting to. So Tiger is now the third tournament to become it. Well, there's a couple tournaments out there, but him, Jack, and Arnie now have invitational tournaments, which is a big deal for the PGA Tour. It's a big deal for the sponsor, which is Genesis, by the way. It's called the Genesis Invitational. So it's a big deal for Tiger. First year he gets to do this. He brings out the best field of the year so far, and arguably the best field you'll see besides the majors.
Yeah.
It resulted in a great leaderboard and a great champion, Adam Scott, but more importantly, just guys left, right, and center with big names potentially trying to win this tournament. Every hole was up and down, played incredibly tough at the great course of Riviera in Los Angeles, Hollywood, which is also a great place to have it if you're going to have a field like this and have Tiger Woods have his own event.
It's held every big tournament.
It's awesome. So, and it played like a major championship course. It will host majors in the future, including the Olympics, by the way. A little while out, 8 years out, but, that's going to be cool as well. So, cool event, awesome leaderboard, awesome finish, and Tiger Woods' event looks like it's in for the long haul with great fields and lots of players showing up for him.
Well, and the great thing about seeing this, and we were talking about as we're going to the final round, looking for some guys to change their fourth round abilities, and that didn't happen. Rory again was terrible. Kuchar wasn't terrible, but didn't win. Guys that have never been able to step up. I mean, it's hard to say with Rory, but he won his 4 majors so long ago. We're looking for Rory. He's number one in the world. It's hard to believe he should be number one like Tiger used to be number one, but he can't putt worth a damn. And it's unbelievable to see what goes on. Dustin Johnson, the same thing. The putting stroke looked awful. I mean, it's shocking he's been able to get all the wins he does with obviously him and Rory could win every week, but they got to get the putter there. This looked like another 4th round meltdown, especially for Rory.
It's definitely questionable. I mean, it's definitely shocking too. He should really bully the course. Shouldn't matter what day of the week it is or what round it is. I mean, if he just, it's a simple saying of just do the same thing that you've been doing all 3 days and you can't do it. DJ actually hit the ball pretty poor. I heard that You know, he only hit like 4 fairways, hit like 6 greens, so that was probably rare for him. He probably was pretty happy overall with the putter. I saw him make quite a few, but yeah, Rory is definitely.
You're right. His problem was more round 1 through 3.
Yeah, DJ
he
really.
played the
well, he
golf
was
course.
1 over on day 1 to start. That wasn't very good. And then really, he switched putters. He putted well for the final 3 days, which got to be encouraging. He's got to ask why he hit the ball so bad, but that's easy for him to fix.
Yeah.
So that was obviously disappointing. But Rory, again, being tied for the lead with Kuchar, with Adam Scott, really did not do anything, which was certainly sad to see. But something we've been used to seeing. He does this a lot. Sure. He normally wins from the back, or he wins in a blowout, which is something that's always interesting too. Is, you know, kind of like when he gets the lead, like a 4-shot lead, he can make it an 8-shot lead. But when he's tied or just 1 shot, he can't seem to close it out. Or he has to be way back, shoot 8 under, and win by 4.
Well,
so anyways,
so let's talk about the good news for this year is Adam Scott. He looked really solid, and he's a guy who can win some majors. I don't think it's going to be the Masters. I think he can win in Brittany. I think he can win the U.S. Open because he hits the ball so damn straight. You know, it was great to see him hold on. He's had, you know, he said, it's interesting because I said to you, oh man, you know, he just hasn't been able to win in the 4th round. In fact, he's never lost a 54-hole lead. So obviously, it's kind of ones you think that he should have won. He was close enough. He wasn't actually the leader at the beginning, but he's been close enough and not been able to finish it off. And of course, he did lose the big Masters event, which everybody.
No, he won the Masters,
the British Open.
So he has a Masters win,
which everybody remembers.
But the British Open is what they remember.
Strokes,
he loses to Ernie Els. He bogeys 4 holes in a row.
Yeah.
But people forget, apparently to him, which I forgot too, was he was actually behind.
Yeah.
He got the lead and then bogeyed the last 4 holes. And blew that. You know, I tell you what, this is probably the best I've seen him hit in a while. I think he's had some changes. Obviously, he's gone back to his coach, which has looked very good. Really the putter. I mean, he's hung on with the long putter off the chest. But I tell you what, the reason why he's a major championship build, and this win I think was huge for him, his first win in 3 years.
Yeah, I was shocked by that.
But what did I say going into this event? This event shows who's going to be close to the majors because it's a major level golf course.
Yeah.
And he's such a good ball striker. If he just doesn't make mistakes on the green, 2 putts, makes the odd birdie, he will win majors because he plays hard courses well because he shot 11 under. That's easy for him, I think, over other guys on top golf course because of how well he hits the ball. Look at the people who were there. Rory, ball striker. DJ, usually ball striker. Adam Scott, ball striker. Ball strikers come out on tough golf course. They don't have to putt as well because guys are making pars. And when you hit the ball so great, that's hitting the green 2 and 2 putting. He took advantage of the par 5s, and he made enough putts to win. I'm thinking he's a guy that could win late. I think he's really looking for the second major because he has the players. He has a Masters. He was world number 1 for 2 years. If he got another major, I think it's guaranteed Hall of Fame. I think right now it would be up for debate. He doesn't have a FedEx Cup, which is now another thing people think about. So one of those 2 things might elevate him to Hall of Fame status. I think a second major is definitely Hall of Fame status. I think he's a guy that primes for big tournaments. You know, he now has 2 kids. You know, the family's kind of settled down all together, and he's looking great at his older age of 38. You saw him win in Australia the week after the President's Cup, where he also played well. Who knows? He might be in for a late run.
Well, I think, you know, he's a bit of a Brooks player. Doesn't have a ton of wins. Always wins tough golf tournaments, though. You know, he wins those tough golf tournaments. I always say he can't win the Masters because I'm thinking the Tigers run away. But let's talk about missing out on Tiger. You and I, we completely missed what was going to happen with Tiger this week. We thought he was ready to come, but obviously he was rusty, which is okay. He doesn't care because he's getting ready for the Masters. That's all that matters. But he was horrible.
And I think something to consider is now when the PGA Tour's on the West Coast, no matter where really you are on the leaderboard, you're playing early.
Yeah.
So if they have a major out there, they don't care that they go to 9 o'clock at night. Like the PGA, the U.S. Open at Pebble Beach, they finish at 9 o'clock. They tee up at 3 West Coast time, which was late our time. But in the regular events, no. Get it in by 6 because no one really wants to wait till after that to watch the PGA Tour. So one thing people don't really think about, I never thought about either, was you're teeing off early. And he kept on saying he was stiff. He wasn't really feeling good. He wasn't putting in as much practice, so the putter really showed as being bad. You don't think stiff should affect your putting, but you're not comfortable being over the ball. It's actually harder than you think. So his putting was bad. He didn't hit it well. I'm not too worried. He's never won this event. He's actually not been great at this event, funny enough. I'm really looking forward to the Florida swing, where they play in regular tee times. He gets to play at 3 o'clock in the afternoon if he's near the lead. Gets the morning to work out and stretch and putt and chip. And then the Masters is still what he's waiting for. I still think he's going to be good at the Masters. You do think Adam Scott is not going to be good at the Masters. You think of some other guys that are going to be close. I do think, though, he will be around the lead for sure, come master time, he'll be ready to go.
Well, this is a guy who knows his body better than anyone else.
That's why he's on coach now. Yeah.
I think he's going to know exactly what he has to do to get to the Masters. Like you say, I think he didn't put enough into the time change stuff because he's the host. I think there was a little bit of that.
Yeah.
He's got other work that he has to do when he's there. It was very surprising, and this goes back to the President's Cup actually. How much time it takes for him to get his body ready.
Yeah.
There was another tournament last year. I forget the one where they had lots of rain. And, he was terrible. He said, I couldn't get up. I had to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Last year, JT made the joke saying Tiger's going to have to be up at 2 to stretch his body for 6 a.m. tee time.
Yeah.
A lot goes into his body. That's why he sat himself at the President's Cup, too. People thought he's injured. It's not injury. It's not getting injured.
Ready.
Is the real point. He doesn't need to risk it. In the President's Cup, he didn't need to do it. So he waited till Sunday. But the more important thing is when he is stretched out, he's still the best. What he did at the President's Cup, what he did on Thursday up until a late double bogey, unfortunately, which I think also kind of drilled back his motivation. Right. When he's stretched out, he's still right there. And that's the big key going into tournaments where he gets to tee off late in the afternoon if he's near the lead.
Going in the Masters,
he gets to stretch. He looks at the Masters where, he knows the course so well. And then you look at he was hosting this week. I think that's always going to be a question mark.
And time change. I mean, I think, he knows the Masters. He's going to play afternoon rounds 3 out of 4. Should. And so he knows he can get ready to play.
Right.
But the 3-hour time change out there was very difficult.
Well, plus the Masters is a small field. You don't start that early anyway. I mean, there's usually only 80 guys in the field, maybe 100 on big years. So, even so, it's not 144 that you see out in a regular event.
Regular.
And then but you look at the Farmers, he played well there. He's going to play well in Florida. He'll be ready to go for the Masters. Like I said, smaller field, later tee times. His golf course, he knows the greens. I mean, even so, the putting was horrible this week. When it comes to Augusta greens, that will not be the case. And he's still got to be one of your favorites going into it. I think, you put Adam Scott now up there, seeing how he handled this golf course. He can easily bully the Masters. But I'm thinking, I'm switching total vibes. I'm thinking U.S. Open, something like that, where maybe -5 might win in the event. But for Tiger, it's the Masters, and we're going to be ready. It's a great year of golf. Look at the wins we've had so far. First of all, we've had the older guys come back a little bit.
Yeah, it's amazing so far.
You look at
some of the young guys had shots at this weekend and fell back, right?
Ron blew the Farmers Insurance, and Mark Leishman won that. You look at Tony Finau blew the Waste Management. Webb Simpson won that. Yeah. You look at Rory and DJ falling out of it, although DJ's not young anymore. And you look at Adam Scott taking it over. The old guys are hanging on now. I think the golf course is getting a little bit tougher. They haven't been as low as in previous years. You look at the total score. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see going forward. This might be the comeback of the late 30 guys, the early 40 guys. I mean, they're playing a lot smarter, I think, is the biggest difference. These young guys are playing so many events. Yeah. And part of it is pressure. Sure. Media goes, and sponsors,
money. Just came out of school and I'm getting money.
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, you look at guys like Spieth, Thomas, they should be able to keep going. But I think you're seeing the older guys, they're not worried about sponsorship as much. They're not worried about playing every week. They've made their lives are more settled. They're looking at bigger events.
And they prime up for big events now, right?
There you go. So
I thought Wyndham Clark was going to win. I've been thinking this for a year. He was close and then fell back. He's a typical example of a young guy needing to handle pressure at the end, and the top players were able to take him down. So we'll see what happens. But another exciting event, lots of close play, which was really nice, right to 17. When Scott made the putt and took a 2-stroke lead.
Someone completely probably out of most people's minds might be a watcher this year's Max Homa. We've now seen him consistently at the top.
He's another one that just can't finish. And I hate to see these young guys not being able to finish. This is a tough thing for them. They play every part of it, but he's now had 2 or 3 opportunities this year already. Now, a lot of people say, hey, he's had those opportunities. The more you have them, the more likely you are to win. I think that's true too. But they haven't been able to pull that win off. So we'll see what happens. But there's lots of young guys around, but the old guys are winning so far, which has been impressive to see these guys be able to do that.
You know what? After a year of no playoffs, you haven't had a playoff every event, but you've already had 2, and you've had close events.
Yeah,
and the older guys have come out in these closer events. So, maybe tougher courses won't provide runaways for the young guys. They're going to have to play some pressure golf, and we'll see who holds up underneath it. It might be the year of the late 30s, early 40s guys, which would bode well for some of our fan favorites. In Adam Scott, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, all these guys right around the bubble there at 40.
And don't forget that every other sport has the sophomore jinx, and you know what? Golf is the same. You come out of college and there's no expectations. You're freewheeling. You get an event, all of a sudden that's there. It's hard to win that second one. We know that from 2 weeks ago when our Canadian Taylor won his second event. It took 6 years to win a second. because all of a sudden you have pressure on you and you have expectations on yourself. So it's going to be interesting to see how they all perform this year after great starts from most of them coming out of college mid last year. It's going to be interesting to see what's happening with that young crowd. And we'll be watching it every week. It's the great thing about the schedule. Every week's a good tournament. Every week has good guys playing. The other one is Brooks looked bad. I don't think there's any hope for this season. I think he was back too soon. Wanted to test it, I'm guessing, with the Masters. He's got to know what he needs to do, but he didn't look very good. So we're going to see.
I wouldn't put anything past him. I wouldn't
Yeah.
put anything past him.
He knows how to prime.
But I'd wait probably till the PGA.
Yeah.
You know, when the whole schedule lightens up a touch. You look at the PGA, look at the US Open, you look at the British. I don't think he's ready for Masters, but you look at those events, you can't put it past them. I mean, that's a couple months away now. He'll cut back his schedule. He's played like 3-4 weeks in a row to kind of get the knee tested and get everything tested. He switched putters. He switched grips. You know, this is testing right now for Brooks, but I would not put the PGA Championship behind him. I think he definitely got another chance this year to do it.
Well, you got to say he's one of those guys who knows how to play bad while he's working on things and not let it bother him and prime for the majors. And that's, you know, he made a comment over the winter that he just doesn't care about anything else.
And he shouldn't.
It's the way it is. It's the way golf is. That, you know, he's at 30 now and he wants to win majors. That's his goal, as it always has actually been with him. He's never worried about off events. So we can't say, he won't be there come major time, but certainly he didn't look, the rust was on him as it probably should be with the amount of time he's had off. So we'll see what happens, but it was a first start for him. It was good to see him back.
No, it's his fifth.
Well, he
played in Europe for 3 weeks, and
but then he took time off, didn't he?
No, he just came back from Europe. So you know he's played like 4 or 5 events.
Really?
Already.
I guess I wasn't.
They haven't been great.
Those events.
He
wasn't anywhere near the front page because I didn't even know he was playing. Only saw this time because we watched him walk off the 18th hole.
Well, how often do we say that? And he primed. So don't put anything past him.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens there. Anyway, we'll be back every Monday with a PGA wrap up from the previous week, and we'll probably be up every Thursday with what's coming up this coming weekend as we really rev into the spring summertime when the PGA is in our forefront when it comes to sports. God, I didn't know he played 5 events. Holy